They say love will find you when you least expect it. So, I didn't expect it. I kept my head down, eyes fixed on books, on futures written in thick textbooks and lecture notes. Professors told me I was gifted. Family told me I was bright. Everyone told me, don't rush, focus on your studies. There will be plenty of time. So, I believed them. When the other girls spent nights tangled in the thrill of first loves and messy heartbreaks, I was writing papers until dawn. When invitations to parties floated in, I chose the library instead. It wasn't that I didn't want love or that I couldn't feel that yearning tug whenever I saw couples walking hand in hand across campus. It was just that I had been advised to wait. That love, like a fruit on a tree, would ripen in its season. So I carried the ache quietly. I told myself that every missed kiss, every skipped chance was just part of the trade. I'd have time later, time to figure out what it meant to be wanted, to be chosen, to be loved not for my body or my ambition, but simply for being me. Back then, I imagined a life stretched out like a ribbon, endless and waiting. I thought one day I would roll it out and weave someone else into it. The ribbon would wind around children, a home, laughter, and rooms filled with light. But for now, I was patient. I was obedient. I reminded myself again and again there will be plenty of time. And then I graduated. The world opened wide and my ambition spilled into it like water breaking free. I built my career brick by glorious brick, each promotion a stepping stone, each new project proof that I was more than potential. I was the epitome of accomplishment. People patted me on the back, told me how proud they were. They said I was unstoppable. When I wondered if maybe now I should pause, maybe now I should think about love, the voices returned. Not yet. You're just getting started. You've still got lots of time. So I believed them again. I leaned into work the way some lean into romance. I gave it my long nights, my best ideas, my loyalty. I fed myself on nice paychecks and titles, telling myself this was a different kind of love, one that would hold me steady until the rest arrived. But in quiet moments, at weddings where I caught the bouquet only to toss it to someone else, at baby showers where I smiled while helping fold impossibly small clothes, the longing stirred. I wanted to believe that the timing would line up, that somewhere someone was prepared for me as I was for them. So I told myself again, I've still got lots of time. The years turned, and I became the successful one. My passport filled with stamps. I sent postcards from Amman, Hanoi, Cape Town. My friends said they envied my freedom. I could book a flight at midnight, buy myself flowers just because, stay out late without explaining to anyone where I was. And I loved it, most of the time. I became the cool aunt, the one who arrived with exotic gifts, stories of adventures, and endless energy for other people's children. They adored me, and I adored them. But when the weekend ended, when the suitcases were packed and I returned to my silent apartment, the ache settled in again. I told myself the freedom was worth it, that love would catch up eventually, that biology was generous now, and modern medicine made motherhood possible at almost any age. And so, as 30 blurred into 35, then closer to 40, I whispered to myself in the dark, I still have time. But the whispers began to crescendo. Friends, family, even articles I stumbled across online, they all said the same thing. Women are having babies later in life now. Look at her. Look at them. Maybe that will be your story too. I wanted to believe it. I tried dating again, half heartedly at first, then with urgency. There were almost brief flames that sputtered, men who wanted but not enough, men who offered but not forever. I tried to hold on to hope, but it felt slippery, like sand running through my fingers. Still, I clung to the refrain. I told myself there's still a little time, but a little began to feel smaller and smaller. A window that once seemed wide open now looked like a crack, barely enough space to slip through. Every month carried both possibility and dread, every birthday a new reminder that clocks don't stop ticking just because you're preoccupied. And then my body began to change. It was subtle at first. Night sweats, a cycle that no longer ran like clockwork, a flash of heat in the middle of a meeting that left me breathless and sweaty. I brushed it off. Stress, I said. Fatigue. But deep down, I knew. She had arrived. Perimenopause. I sat in my doctor's office and listened to the quiet confirmation. This was the beginning of the end of my fertility. My chest tightened. My ears rang. I nodded politely, but inside I was screaming. How could time move so quickly? How dare my body betray me after years of patience, years of believing the promises that later would be enough? I thought of every lecture, every well-meaning voice that told me to wait. I thought of the opportunities missed, the lips never kissed, the hands never held. And for the first time, I said out loud to myself, I'm running out of time. And now, here I am. The symptoms grow louder. The window is closing, and I am left standing on the other side of my own life, holding the dream of motherhood like a child that never was. Grief is not always loud. Sometimes it's a quiet mourning of a life unlived. I grieve the birthday parties I won't plan, the tiny socks I won't fold, the sweet face I'll never see reflect mine. I grieve the version of myself who would have been an amazing mother. People say I can still find love, and maybe I will, but it won't be that kind of love. Not the kind I once thought was guaranteed if I just waited long enough. So I am left searching for meaning, for ways to pour love into the world even if it doesn't look the way I once imagined, for a way to honor the life I've lived, not as a placeholder, not as less than, but as its own full story. I try to remind myself of all the things I have been and still am: brilliant, ambitious, adventurous, devoted. I have loved in many ways, even if not in that one. But when I look at the truth, when I let myself feel it without softening the edges, the words are simple, final, yet undeniable. Time is up.